Hey, everybody, welcome to today's episode of the Scalable Expert Podcast. I am thrilled that you're here. Hey, in this episode, I'm going to do a rant. It has been such a long time since I've done a full on rant, but today is the day. So this weekend, I received an email and it was brilliant and annoying and all the things all at the same time. So I'm going to go through it today because it's such a powerful conversation, in my opinion, as to what's going on right now with AI. And so here's the deal. As a scalable expert, I know that you want to help your customers with your expertise and also control your time and attention, right? You can have both. It is not one or the other. So often we're told, hire a big team, have all these offers, make sure that you're spending all your time doing all the things, help your customers, but then don't help your customers, create something that's totally passive, create something that lives without you and does all of these things, right? And so it's like, what do I do? How do I do it? What does that look like? And that's why I always start with the right strategy and the right foundation. So this weekend, I received this email and it said, replace your company and become a company of one. And I was like, ooh, this is great. This is what I'm teaching, right? Like stop trying to build all this infrastructure around all the chaos that you've created. And so I was like, this is great. And then I kept reading and it said, well, replace your entire company with AI. And I'm all about AI. I think it's great. I think that it has a place in your business. I think it has a place in strategy. I think it has a place in all of the different things. But here's the problem is that just like social media, just like anything else, if you go into it with the idea that you're just going to go from 0 to a million in one tiny second, it's not going to happen for you and it's going to be chaotic. So the email continued forward and like you become the chairman. And I'm like, great, that's like the scalable expert, right? You maintain control of your IP and what you're doing. And then you have other people who are doing the work. And in this case, he said, I'm firing all of my staff and I am just focusing on building an AI team. And I'm the chairman of my AI team. And in fact, Todd Dickerson, he heads all of technology and development for ClickFunnels, has said, I don't write a thing of code anymore. I just, give it to AI and then they do it and I don't write any code. And I'm like, great, awesome. Do you want ClickFunnels? No, not at all, right? But here's what's happening is because AI is something that people are talking about, it is the new trend, it is the new thing. And is it the best thing since sliced cheese? Yeah, I mean, it's great. But Russell Brunson is doing and Tony Robbins is doing and Alex Hormozi, like name your person, right, is they've capitalized on this new trend and they're teaching how to use this new trend, which again, there's nothing wrong with that in theory. The problem is just like with sales and marketing, you have to think about the foundation of your business. You have to think about delivery and you have to think about your customers. Right? Remember the day when we all, had a customer service person that we would talk to on the phone and then it got replaced by all these automated phone messaging things, right? Press 1 for this, press 2 for this, right? And you're like, I just want to talk to a human. That is what's going to start happening with AI. So my friends, if you're a scalable expert or even just an expert right now trying to scale, you are in the right place because I am so excited that now it's becoming a conversation. How do you scale a business without all of the complexity and infrastructure? When I went to scale my agency back in the day, I didn't have that. I only had a traditional business that I was trying to model after. And I kept saying, don't fit in this. It's not the right way. I don't want a big office. I don't want a big infrastructure. My goal is not to get out of serving my customers. My goal is just to own my time and do the best work that I can do to help the people that I love to serve because I love to solve problems. I love to develop my expertise. I love to do all these things. That wasn't an option back then. It wasn't an option to have a real business a 7-8 figure business and not have it be this traditional brick and mortar option. And so the fact that this is a conversation makes me so excited. But the problem is, and this is what sort of triggered me on this email, is promising people that you can replace everything that you're doing, all of your staff, all of everything with a bunch of AI bots is not realistic, nor is it accurate, right? So, if you read into any more of that message, like, yes, Russell's laying off some people on his team, but he still has a leadership team. He still has everyone who's leading all of the different functions of the business that needs to happen. He is not saying, I'm getting rid of everybody but Russell Brunson and all my AI bots. So don't kid yourself when he says that you can be a company of one. What he's really saying is you can simplify what you're doing. So that's a little bit of my rant, right? Is that you have all these people promising you the world with AI, which we've heard it over and over again, just insert new trend instead of AI. And again, don't get me wrong. I do not say don't use AI. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's a great second brain. I think that you can use it to brainstorm. You can use it to strategize. You can use it to hone in on your messaging. You can use it personally as a scalable expert. You can also develop some really great workers, right, with your AI and a lot of content, a lot of stuff. But just like everything else, if you start by just putting in all of the things, you're going to get a lot of chaos. So here's what I do recommend is start with the right foundation, start with a strategy, and then go from there. Pretend that AI is you have your AI org chart, okay? Just want you to kind of take it back, be like, okay, so as an owner of my business, I'm creating my org chart. AI or regular employees, it doesn't really matter. Create your org chart. Who do you need in your company? How are you going to get to where you want to go in terms of the 5 core functions of the business? Determine that first. And you're steering the ship, right? And so often what happens, and I'm sure Russell will have an option, I've seen other people have options where it's like, download my 52 AI employees, insert it into your AI tool, and now all of a sudden you have this magical company that's all working for you and doing all of the things, and you get to go hang out on the beach, right? Please. Here's the problem, and here's what they don't tell you, is that it doesn't really matter yet what AI bot or employee or widget or whatever you want. What you need to determine first is what you need. And then you start building all the things that you need. So don't get stuck in the shiny objects. Don't get stuck in someone else's system that they've told you is great. Like, download 100 employees and all you got to do is just press a button each day and all this stuff magically happens, right? Come on. It's not going to happen. You're going to get overwhelmed. You're going to have all of these AI bots, and God knows what they're going to do, right? Either they're waiting for you to do something, which now that you're the bottleneck of 100 AI bots, or you send them off on their own and send them into your tools and they go off and do things and you have no idea what they're doing. That is more the reality. And so you're going to go to this training and it's going to be great. You can replace yourself and be a chairman in the company of one, and you just go and do all the things. Which again, like, you've probably tried that before and you've gotten overwhelmed with somebody else's like 5,200 employees that they've given you. Create your job descriptions. Be really specific about what you need in your business. Is it an actual human or is it AI? There are definitely ways and reasons why you would do one or the other, but be the strategic brain who's making those decisions. When you just give it to someone else or give it to AI, you've lost control, right? You are the founder. You are the scalable expert. You are not an employee of your own business, right? You are not an AI bot of your own business. So make sure you maintain control. So the very first thing that should be happening is you create that org chart. And then you start looking at, okay, so great. So in my org chart, Do I need this person to be a leader, like a human to be the leader, and then some AI bots that they're managing? Do I need just an AI bot? Do I need just a human? What do you need? Define that first, and then start looking at how do you build the infrastructure using AI that helps support your business versus I found a shiny object, I want to use it, so I'm going to use it and then tie it back into my business somewhere over here, right? So it's just a totally different way to look at it. But I can guarantee when Russell Brunson goes out and he's like, let me show you how to do this, he's going to do the bells and whistles and the cooking show. And then you're going to go, oh, this is amazing. I got to switch my whole business over here and do it this way. And he's already in a different journey that you are. And so just make sure that you maintain control over your own business. Now, that's my rant. Great message. Love the messaging. Love how he is able to connect the outcome to the whole process. So from a actual marketing and copywriting perspective, so good, right? He has given you that outcome. He's given you the destination, but not the trip to get there, right? Not the airplane ride. And the problem is that when you don't talk at all about the airplane ride and you just look at the destination, it becomes a shiny object that may or may not be connected to your business. In fact, as business owners and scalable experts, we know that we don't just flip to one idea on a whim, right? We have a plan, we work our plan, we adjust appropriately, but we're not just picking things out of the sky. And to be honest, I feel a little like this AI thing right now is just picking things out of the sky because it's the cool thing that everyone is sort of shifting to. It's like when you have kindergartners on the soccer field and everybody goes to one thing or everybody goes to the other thing. That's a little bit of what it looks like. And so it's definitely on everyone's mind. It's definitely a trend. I would 100% see how you can incorporate it into your business, but it's about incorporating it into your business, not shifting and having it be the new thing that you focus on. Okay. I want to just go one level deeper into this. So rant over. But as a scalable expert, I think what's so fascinating is that you know that you have a strong foundation. You've packaged your IP. You've packaged what you're doing in a way that not only makes it tangible in terms of what it is that is your expertise, but you've been able to do scalable engagement. You've been able to engage customers at every level, regardless of how many customers you have, and you've been able to build scalable delivery. So because of those things, you have a solid foundation where now you can start to look at, okay, so where can I put AI into this foundation so that it enhances the customer experience? So it enhances my ability to run my business. So it enhances my ability to deliver on my promise. That is a different conversation than let me just add in a bunch of AI that may be cool into my business. So if you're not at that place yet, and you are trying to add AI to multiple scattered offers, to either the services that you're doing or how you're kind of showing up for your customers or the 42 million systems that you have, you're going to get overwhelmed if you're not already there. And so at some point you go, and every day is a new journey down a rabbit hole of either different AI tools or cool things that you've seen on Instagram or, any of the influencers and gurus are talking about. You do that thing and then you move on and you do something else, right? And you're wasting a lot of time because you're not connecting it to the right foundation of your business. So my friends, at the end of the day, yes, AI is phenomenal. Use it appropriately. Use it as a strategy for furthering your goals and furthering your business, but not as a distraction that keeps you from doing all of those things. So there you go. That is my tip for you today. And if you are interested in jumping into the AI conversation, but you are overwhelmed or you're not digging the hype give me a call. Let's chat, because the way that we approach it is to actually add it in the right places within your business so that you stay as the owner and CEO and scalable expert of your business and not just the person who is doing shiny objects. All right, there you go. I hope this serves you. And if you're in Russell Brunson's world, I love Russell. I love all of the things that they're doing, but I'm going to tell you that one of the challenges is you're looking at kind of someone else who is farther ahead, or maybe has different resources, or maybe is looking at it from a different perspective and not as a scalable expert. And your goal as a scalable expert is not necessarily to completely remove yourself from the business. Your goal is to just be able to do what you love to do and also maintain your own time and attention, right? You want to do all of that without maxing out your calendar. All right, there you go. Enjoy your week.